Okay, now all those things are the core essence of JPM, and the basic version is the embodiment of that core essence. So then, what is this thing about the universal version? Now, we have a great basic version, which does the most basic things right. However, since the game is on, we're not gonna publish and sell just a basic add-on, so we're not stopping here. What if I told you that we have also created the universal version which does the most universal things right? Previously, with the basic version, you have seen how cool is that to create and use poses onto a certain rig. But the thing is, it's kind of obvious that my Athena rig is not the only rig there is out there. Sure, if you're not too focused in rigging or animation, you may have this one favorite rig you have used again and again. But even so, you may still have or have bought some other rigs from the internet. However, the biggest advantage of the universal version is for those of us who spend so much time in the rigging or animation department. I mean, it's normal for us to have like dozens of rigs. So the thing is, even though the rigs may vary, but poses are supposedly a universal thing, right? At least between humans. The pose of someone sitting on a chair is universal because, well, it's someone sitting on a chair. It doesn't matter whether that someone is using this rig or any other rig, that 3D person is still sitting on a chair. By using the basic version, however cool that is, if we have 10 different rigs, we still have to create 10 different sitting poses. This way, even though the basic has improved the file management department, but redoing the entire pose from scratch for different rigs when it's basically a sitting pose, it's still an odd and wasteful approach to do. So, talking about wasteful approach, it's less of a punch to our face when we have to remake 10 sitting poses. Because, well, sitting pose is kind of simple. But imagine that you have created more complex and detailed poses which take much longer to make. And now you want to use them on a different rig, but you can't. So you have to remake all those things from scratch all over again. Now, with the universal version, we only need to make the sitting pose or any other poses once. Remember those 10 poses I've created for the Athena rig? This pose 9 is the sitting pose for my Athena rig. And now I can use that in this rain rig. So not only we can reuse those 10 poses for the same Athena rig, we can now reuse them in any rigs. I know that's a lot of stuff to process right now, but once you've done processing all that, you would be like, wow. If you are amazed by the basic version I explained earlier, now you may as well be shocked in awe by the universal. Whether it's the basic or the universal version, I don't know how far and wide of the possibilities JPM can open up in the future. But I know that it will help you a lot, and that's the one thing that matters the most to me. Now, that's JSON Post Manager for you. You may be thinking, well, that sounds like another sales pitch on top of the previous sales page. So, how do we actually use this black magic thing? On the next part, we're gonna talk just about that.